You see, I've woken up and it's now, 6:28 in the morning. And, from about just after 5 when I gained consciousness and sleep, 6 hours sleep, roughly. I was not spiritual. I thought I'd tried the breathing, but, I did that, and perhaps that led on to attempting to thank God for various things, and perhaps that led on to thinking I'd better try, as always, listening to my recordings and seeing if God speaks to me. He does. I mean that figuratively, I don't mean in words and sort of thing that will make you jump out your skin. I mean, I'm now on track again. Why? I just listened to recordings of the 4th and the 5th of this month. It's now the 6th, I think. Hang on, let's have a look. Yes, it is. And my words, they're spirit. They are life. I mean by that the words that come to my mind when I recorded so often. Perhaps not always. Perhaps some of the recordings are not very enlightening at all. But enough. And that's all I need, enough. And so often it's spectacularly more than enough. Like now, I'm flying again. And perhaps by my words, Jesus meant what we've got written in the Gospels of him. But perhaps not. Perhaps it's been altered a bit too much. You don't know. All you know is you go to what you think is source. In my case, I have an experience of knowing that my recordings have helped me come back into the fullness of the realization of kingdom living, by which I mean, of course, the experience of God's love, which is life itself. I'm come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. That's the Jesus words. Wow. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. So you need to know the way, which is something to do with his words, they are spirit and they are life. And by his words I mean hopefully, very hopefully and trustingly, those that you understand to be the blessing from God, the thoughts of God, his help, his blessing, his love, his kindness. And you should gravitate to that like the child does to the parent when they're slightly mystified concerning living. Mum or dad's very tall, so you put your arm around their legs, not their shoulders. But that's all right. Because our parent, our mum or our dad lifts us up, gives us a hug, and abides with us face to face, surrounded by his embrace. Thank you, Heavenly Dad, for your grace. Thank you, Dad. Well, I listened to each of those recordings from yesterday and the day before, times, 3 times in fact. And I've listened to this one only, re-listened to it only once. But just to say this note, to add to it, if the message doesn't quite get through, the great thing about our technology is you can listen to the message again. The second and third time, well, you probably get the message. So it's usually worth doing. So I shall now do the same. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Right, well, I've done the same. And of course I have another note to make, don't I? Come to me. Go back to your source whenever you feel, I'm not on track. I don't feel spiritual. How do I get back on track? You go back to source. That which helped you last time. Might be Paramahansa's autobiography. In my case. It might be jon17. In my case. But it's usually, actually, my recordings. In my case. Perhaps you need to record as well, as you go in living, the blessings and the thoughts that God gives you. You may find He's talking to you at a wonderful rate, and you have a record of it to always go back to. That's the great thing about even this world of the transitory, that we can have a technology, whether it's our diary or, in my case, recording into the phone and making a few, goodness, thousands of YouTube recordings. You can always just go back to it. And it seems, it's possible that if I plunge in anywhere, it will trigger the lovely response in myself, in my spirit. But I tend to go for the more recent because that's where God has been talking to me recently. So I just sort of pick up where I was. And far more, of course. The more you hear something or the more you're with something, the more you know it better and better, don't you? In the end, it becomes part of who you are. I don't mean I want you to get lost in whatever childish state I'm still in, but rather a heavenly state. And that seems to be on the track and the life that God is giving you. So, whilst you're here in the world of the transitory, it might be a good idea, mightn't it, for you to keep record so that you can refer back to what God is saying to you in your life. And perhaps it's best to keep up to the present. But when the present seems to be a bit dead on you, well, you go back to the recent past. And you'll find, I think, that you're revived again. That seems to be a very useful path to follow. See what you think. And then live accordingly. Love your God with all your heart, soul, mind and strength. See how you get on. I think you'll do well. Incredibly, unbelievably, wonderfully well. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.